Hello, my name is Helen Less, and today we will try to understand the meaning of your dream about your ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, husband or wife. Uh, in general, I speak about dreams interpretation from the point of view of psychology and esoteric science on this channel. Psychological interpretation of a dream about an ex-partner. In general, psychology believes that if you dream of a former partner, it means that you yourself remain attached to them. Either you have not completely passed the separation, or you still have some resentment or a desire to restore the relationship. In general, psychology says that your dreams are entirely dependent on your own internal states, but in no way reflect the attitude of this person to you. Here I agree to some extent that sometimes such dreams really reflect your inner state and expectations from this person. This is especially true if you have broken up recently and you realize that you really have not cooled feelings for the ex. In this case, you will see that they want to resume the relation. It will indicate your own desire to restore the relationship. And if you see that you are breaking up with them, it reflects your fear, regret, and desire that this does not happen. If you quarrel, it indicates your internal unresolved conflicts. You are still worried about the resentments and misunderstandings that existed between you. And if you see that they already have another love, it means your regret and in general the process of your awareness of the fact that an ex can exist without you. Or if you break up a long time and see your first love, it may be a sign of your subconscious that you need to revive your emotions, that you would like to feel the drive and ease that you experienced in the beautiful years of your early youth. In general, psychologists advise you to compare the emotions, states, life lessons that you went through with your ex with your current situation. Perhaps you can draw an analogy and draw an appropriate conclusion, for example, about the following. What is missing in your relation with your current partner that was present in the past relation? That you want a relation if you don't have one. That your current partner is similar in some way to the previous one, and you again have reproduced the same situation. For example, they have similar bad habits or character traits or behavior. That the life situation that has in the previous relation is repeated, etc. It is also sometimes said that our dreams about ex-spouses or lovers may be caused by something during the day that reminded us of them. For example, a smell, someone's clothes, a place you visit. All this may be true, but sometimes it is still difficult to explain dreams about exes from these positions, and we will go further into esotericism. Esoteric interpretation of dreams about a former partner. Energy elaboration of relation in the future life. Esoteric science says that despite the fact that there is no interaction on the material plane, the souls of people can continue to communicate on the subtle plane, up to the point that the connection is formed for several lives ahead. And if you were unable to build a family and have a child in this life, then perhaps it was only a preparation for the fact that it will happen in the next one. This is the process of our spiritual training. Souls must pass joint tests, gain experience in building relations with the preservation of feeling of love. So we may think that we have already completed the relation, but building it continues for many years in dreams, on more subtle energy planes. This is, for example, is evidenced by some rare cases. They are rare because people generally pay little attention to remembering their dreams. So it happens that people meet in their youth, and may not even have any relation at all. Then their life paths diverge, but one or both of them later dream that they are living together, and it can be a huge series of dreams, and they can last for decades. Energy cord between sexual partners. And between those who had sexual relations on the physical plane in general, an energy cord is formed that connects them. On a subtle level, those who have had sex are considered almost husband and wife. It is interesting that it constantly passes energy from the donor, who has more energy, to the one who has a more vampiric structure of energy, most often from a man to a woman. Such a cord can exist for many years, if it is not cut by some magicians. It turns out that the more such ex-partners we have, the greater is the energy drain. This may not affect you immediately, but over time. That's why former generations used to prefer to live with one person for all their lives. But there is also another side for this issue. Dreams about a former partner as a reflection of the energy processes that exist between you. From an esoteric point of view, as opposed to a psychological one, very much of what we dream about other people can be considered true. Their reactions in the dream reflect their real attitude and the energy they send to us. Their condition is similar to what it is in reality, even if they try to hide it. And the fact that you often dream about someone says not that you think about them, but that they think about you. And more often than not, they don't just think. Their thoughts are charged with a certain energy potential. Unfortunately, quite often we do not part with the best wishes for each other. And accordingly, the ex-partner can send us some form of negative energy. But that's not all. Sometimes your exes can even cast black magic on you. Especially women with quarrelsome and proud character are capable for this, although men are sometimes capable for it also. For example, the previous wife or husband believe that they have spent their best years on you, that you are the reason for their failures, and so on. Of course, usually both partners are the cause for this conflict, but it is not possible to explain anything to such people. And it can also happen that our exes think a bit, regret that they have broken up, and make a love spell on you. And suddenly, out of the blue, you start being attracted to your ex, and you start having dreams about relation with them. And also obsessive thoughts about them come to mind. Although you understand in your mind and feel that you would not want to renew the relation in any case. You may already have a happy family and children. In general, there is some inconsistency. You know for sure that this is not from longing for the ex, which I wrote about the section about psychological reasons. I made a separate video about what signs can be used to identify negative magic on you. I also touch on this topic in the video How to Understand Dreams and Visions. I will leave links to them in the description box down below. Now let's move on to the interpretation of common stories about your exes. Meaning of main plots of dreams about your ex-husband, wife, boyfriend or girlfriend. But all these interpretations only apply to cases when you are sure that your feelings have cooled. Otherwise, see the psychological interpretation. Although there are cases when magic is done on those who have just left. A fortune teller can help you to understand whether there is magic or not. Well, the main plots. Your ex-partner apologizes or asks you to come back. Maybe he or she really wants it. Your ex rejects you. Perhaps you still blame yourself for something. Or the second option, magic is made to make you suffer from the fact that you are not in a relation with them, so that you want to meet and they will reject you. This is such a revenge from their part. Fighting with an ex-partner. Perhaps you are still deep in mind in the state of fighting with them. You remember former quarrels, how they were wrong, what you should have said or done in response. Or this is something they do, and in their mind they almost beat you, or they did negative magic on you. You are quarreling with your ex-partner. It's about the same as the previous point, only less dramatic. You see yourself again in a relation with them. Remember if you thought you would like to restore the relation. If so, it is a reflection of your desire. If not, it may be the result of a love spell. You see that the ex is in danger. They are probably really in danger, and you still have an energy connection. If you try to help them in a dream, it means that you still give them your energy and are not indifferent to them. If you don't try to help them, it means that the connection was weakened and you don't want to participate in their life. Why, then, did you dream about it? They may have been thinking hard about you, and when we think about someone, this person remembers us or sees us in a dream. A plot when they kill you. Possible serious curse to death from their side. You kill them. Think about whether you want your ex to feel bad. If so, the dream is a reflection of your aggression. If not, you may have performed a magic purge and they got their hit back. If you have not used the cleaning, then perhaps you are finally in the depths of the soul, a completed relation with them. You beat up your ex-partner. The same as the previous version, but everything is softer. You are talking to them. Remember what they told you. That's what they think and feel. You spend your time the same as before. If you yourself didn't remember and didn't want to resume the relation, then this may be a sign of a love spell. You see how they spend time with their new partner. It is also possible that they have made love spell out of revenge, so that you want to restore the relation and they will reject you and feel their superiority. Sex with an ex. It is either a reflection of your desire to have it with them, if you still want it, or there is a suspicion of a love spell. Now I will give a few interpretations of my viewers' dreams about an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife. Examples of interpretation of dreams about an ex. Dream 1. Why do I often dream about my ex-husband? He died almost 6 years ago. The form itself is not clear. Now he wants to have sex with me. Then I find out that he has gone to a mistress. Then he builds a new house for us. The content is repeated. My answer. You should accept this departure. Let him go. Also, deep in heart you may still have an unrealistic hope that there will be a house together, and you are still jealous that he will go to a mistress. You know in your mind that such a wish is absurd, but the subconscious mind often lives its own life. Therefore, you need to trace all your feelings that you feel for him, feel them again, and say goodbye to them. Dream 2. I had a dream about an ex-woman today. We kissed and it was all in Dubai. She has never been there. I have lived there for 15 years. And it was as if everything was going to sex. And she says to me, be patient. My answer. The first thing that comes to mind is a magical or purely energy negative from her part. Perhaps she has put a spell for her purpose of revenge, to remember and languish. Maybe just a spell to remember and come back.
Or maybe just a vampire binding is still there for her, and quite active one. All the women a man had sex with are fueled by his energy for a long time. That's how it works. And there can also be another category of female vampirism, which can de-energize a man even without sex. This is a tactic to make him passionate and almost bring to sex and at last say no. There may be other interpretations of the dream depending on the other characters in the dream, its details, sensations, and so on. Dream 3. I was with my ex-girlfriend for 3 years. We were happy, we were planning a wedding. But then one day she said that she fell in love with another boy. He was perfect unlike me, from a very rich and well-off family, etc., as she said. She cried for about an hour, hugging me, and in tears told me not to look for her. She moved, changed numbers, etc., and after 3 months she married him. I tried to get her back, but she completely ignored. It has been 8 months since the breakup. I still sometimes think about her, and I dream about her. How to make it so that I do not dream? Because there was, for example, a case when at 3 a.m. I suddenly woke up wet all over. In this dream she asked me to call her. I waited for the morning and called, to which I received in response the words, "Do not call me any more." My answer: it seems very complicated. The main thing is to free your heart from her. She has already cut from you. I wouldn't be surprised if you also have a spell on it. But it needs to be diagnosed. Do you agree that it is suspicious to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning as if from a nightmare? There are also special magic works to make a person call. You may have completed this program and she is happy that it keeps you hooked and manipulates you like this. I am not surprised that she chose a richer boy. So maybe you are just lucky that she has gone away. Dream 4. In a dream she came to my house, said I need to talk. I said I didn't want to talk to her and spoiled my nerves with her. She says, take a good sedative. I said, drink it yourself, and woke up as if from a terrible nightmare. My answer: the dream is not good. I suspect that she might have been feeding you something with black magic programs on it. This is strongly convinced by a fear from which you have already woke up. Dream 5. I had a dream that my ex asked me to be his second wife because the first one was really sick and he had 7 or 8 kids. He said that he missed me very much and was looking forward to meeting me. But this ex is a very far ex. We were together for about 7 months, about 15 years ago. My answer: hello, this is about the same situation in reality. And this is how he thinks about you, he remembers you. Dream 6. I started dreaming about my ex-lover. We haven't spoken in any way for 2 years. Parted badly. It is unpleasant to remember. I don't want these dreams. What can I do about it? How to get rid of this splinter? You can try to forbid him to dream, mentally or aloud talk to him. Threaten him with what he is afraid of. But if this is because of a love spell, then you need to remove it. And you can also use a dream catcher talisman. Look for them, they are sold. Dream 7. I had a dream. My ex said he wants to get together with me, but I said no, and then he kissed me, and we kissed. My answer: your ex would like to get together with you, recalls, but due to the circumstances you cannot and will not agree to this. Although deep in heart you would like to. kiss him, and so on. Well, write your dreams in the comments and perhaps I can explain the first some of them. If you have a wish but do not know how to get what you want, you can turn to the powerful forces of magic, and you may find my course on rune magic being helpful. Look for a link to it in the description of this video down below. There are also other links I have already spoken about. If it was useful for you, like, comment, share this video in social networks, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon.